Hello everyone, good morning all. So let's continuation with our SQL queries which is asked in FAANG in MNC companies. So this is the first query of the day. So we have given the logins table and in the logins table we have user ID and timestamp column is there. User combination of user ID and timestamp is the primary key for this table. Each row contains information about the login time for the user with ID, user ID. Write a solution to report the latest login for all the users in the year 2020. Do not include the users who did not log in 2020. Return the result table in any order. The result format is in the following example. So here is the input table, logins table, and below is the output table. So if you see over here, we need to identify the latest login for all the users in the 2020. So if you see for the user ID 6, what is the latest login? So this one is the latest date, right? For among all these three, user ID 666 coming three times with three different days. So this is the latest date, right? Now for user ID 8. So user ID 8 will be the latest date will be 30th December. And for user ID 2, the latest date will be 16th of January, right? Because another date is of 2019, but we want to identify for 2020 only, right? So this will be the latest date, and for user ID 14, there will be no latest date because this one is timestamp of 2019 and below one is timestamp of 2021. So these three record will be our result set. This is the explanation they have given us, and I have already created the logins table and inserted the data into the same. Now we want to identify the latest login. So for that we can write the maximum of timestamp, right? Maximum of timestamp, and then we need to do group by user ID from logins table, and then we need to filter for 2020. So from here timestamp column is given. So from the timestamp we need to extract the year only, right? So year of timestamp should be equal to 2020 and group by user ID. So this should be our final solution. Let me execute the query. So this will be our output, right? This will be our output, and that is what I have exactly mentioned over here. So this is the solution of the first query. Let me jump to the next one. So now they have given us the activity table. So player ID event date is the primary key of this table. This table shows the activity of the players of some games. Each row is a record of a player who logged in and played a number of games before logged out on some day using some device. Write a solution to find the first login date for each player. Return the result table in any order. The result format is in the following table. Following example. So here they have given us the activity table, player ID, device ID, event date, and games played. So each player has some event date is given, right? So what is the first login date, or we can say that first event date, first login date or first event date for each of the player. So here we need to do group by player ID and then minimum of this event date, right? So if you see over here for the player ID 1, minimum event date is 1st of March. So that is what our result set over here, right? Then for player ID 2 only one date is given, so that will automatically come as a first event date. And for the player ID 3, 2nd of March is given, 2nd March 2016. So for player ID 3, that is our event date. Now we have created the table, create table, activity table, and then we need to identify minimum of event date group by player ID. So this should be our output, right? Now let me jump to the next question. So here they have given us the warehouse table. So in the warehouse table, name column, product ID column, and units column is there. Name and product ID is the primary key for this table. Each row of this table contains the information of products in each warehouse. Now another table they have given us is the products table. So in the products table, product ID, product name, width, length, and height column is given. Product ID is the primary key for this table. So product ID from the products table and product ID from the warehouse table will be the common table, common column from the both the tables. Now each row of this table contains information about the product dimension in fields of each product. Write a solution to report the number of cubic feet of volume the inventory occupies in each warehouse. Return the result table in any order. The query result format is in the following example. Warehouse table. So here, if you see LC house 1, LC house 1, LC house 1 is coming 3 times with 3 different product ID. So here they have given us some kind of calculation over here. So here we need to identify the in the products table we need to do the multiplication of width, length, and height, and then we need to do that multiplication with the units from the warehouse table by joining the product ID column, right? So that we will can identify the value based on the each of the lake house 1, 2, and 3. So if you see over here, I have already done the calculation for this product ID 1. Width 5 is given 5, 50, and 40. So that will be the answer is 10,000. Then if we you have to look up into the warehouse table. So in the warehouse table product ID 2 also given. So for product ID 2, width is 5, length is 5, and height is 5. So 5, 125, right? And that will be multiplied by 10 because this product ID is over here. So actually this one will be 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 10, and that will be our output. And now at the end we need to do summation of 10,000, then 1250, and then 1000. So that will be 122250. That will be doing over here. So ideally in this kind of scenario I have created both the tables, warehouse table and products table, and then in the I have done the I have used the city in the first block of the city. I have done select name, which is warehouse name, product ID, and then multiplication of width, length, and height. And then I have taken the units also, right? Then I have wrap up this code into the first city, and then outside the city, I have simply mentioned the warehouse name and then sum of total multiplied by units. That only we have to do, right? To identify the sum of product ID 1, 2, and 3 for all the respective lake house, right? So that will be our Solution. Let me execute this query. So this is what exactly I have mentioned over here earlier in the output section, right? So let me jump to the next question. Here they have given us the orders table, order number and customer number is given. Order number is the primary key for this table and this table contains information about the orders and customer ID. Write a solution to find the customer number for the customer who has placed the largest number of orders. The test cases are generated so that exactly one customer will have placed more orders than any other customer, right? So I have created the orders table, and in the orders table, if you see over here, customer number 3 has two different orders, order ID 3 and order ID 4. But customer number 1 has only one order, order number 1, and customer number 2 has only one order, order number 2. But customer ID 3 has two different orders. So we need to identify those customer who has maximum number of orders. So here our output will be the 3, right? Customer number with number 3 has two orders which is greater than either customer number 1 or 2 because each of them only has one order. So the result is customer number 3. So here I have created this orders table. So here firstly we need to identify the count of orders per customer. So if you see over here, customer number 1 has only one order, customer number 2 is also only one order, and customer number 3 has two orders. So here our output will be the 3, right? Customer number 3 which has two order. So here we need to again join this. I have wrapped up this code into the first city, and then I have taken the maximum of count from this first city, which is actually 2, right? And now I want customer number, right? So I have again joined the city and city 2 based on the city and max city column, so that I will find the customer number from that joining, right? Which is customer number 3 because I have already taken customer number in my first city, right? So this will be our output, customer number 3. Now let me jump to the next question. Here they have given us the employees table. In the employees table, EMP ID, event date, in time and out time column is given. EMP ID, event date and in time is the primary key of this table. The table shows the employee entries and exits in an office. Every day is the day at which this event happened. In time is the minutes at which the employees enter into the office, and out time is the minute at which they left the office. In time and out time are between 1 and 1440. So now write a solution to calculate the total time in minutes spent by each employee on each day at the office. Note that within one day an employee can enter and leave more than once. The time spent in the office for a single day entry is out time minus in time. So here actually they have given us the formula. We need to identify the time spent in the office in each day, right? So out time minus in time is the time spent, right? So create table employees. So I have already created the employees table and inserted the data into the same. Now here we need to do event day plus EMP ID, and then we need to do group by both of this column, and we need to do sum of out time minus in time for each day and each employee. At that, by this formula we can identify the time spent of each employee on each day in the office, right? Because they have already mentioned the out time minus in time, and there will be a multiple entries, right? for each employee and each day. So we need to do sum of that out time minus in time as well, right? So thank you so much everyone. We will come again with the few questions more as soon as possible. Please kindly subscribe my channel and please like, comment and share as much as possible. Thank you.